Let's talk about the real cause of breathing problems. I'm talking about sleep apnea. I'm talking about snoring. I'm talking about all sorts of sinus. I mean, if you start studying ancient skulls, they had their wisdom teeth, right? Nowadays, people just remove their wisdom teeth. Okay. Why is that? Well, back then they had really good straight teeth, good facial bones. They had a wider face, good bone structure. Nowadays, our face is becoming thinner. People are having nasal septum deviation, which they need surgery for. Braces are normal. I mean, it's kind of weird that we need braces. Why the heck do we need braces? Why are our teeth so crooked? People are having sleep apnea, they're snoring. So, what is the difference between what we used to do and what we do now? Right? Nowadays, everything is soft foods like soups, guacamole, hummus, dips. Our steak has to be very, very tender. We don't consume a lot of vegetables, so we don't chew a lot, especially these young kids, where the only thing they chew is probably bubble gum. But if you never chew, okay, if you're constantly being fed soft foods, you don't activate the muscles to make the bones structurally sound. I mean, just like the rest of your body. I mean, if you want to build a strong back, you can't do it without activating the muscles, right? So you have to do certain exercises to strengthen the muscles, to strengthen the bones because they're attached through ligaments. So as far as the face goes, the main muscle is the articulation in your jaw of chewing. And if you're not chewing enough, you're not going to activate the muscles around your face. And so the real problem boils down to one thing. Our mouth is too small for our teeth. And if there's not enough space for the teeth to grow, it comes out sideways, it comes out forward, it comes out back. And we don't have room for these extra teeth called the wisdom teeth. And if our mouth is smaller, our airway passages are also going to be smaller. And that is going to restrict our breathing. I mean, to me, it's barbaric on the way that they deal with these issues. I mean, to go in there and do surgery, they're surgically making the airways more open. Get your kids off the refined foods, number one, and get them to start chewing foods more. Now, you as an adult watching this can also make a dramatic change on your facial structure, which will then lead to helping you breathe better. And here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Start to do nose breathing, which is a lot better than mouth breathing, and you're going to force your body to get more oxygen. Number two, start chewing your food longer, okay? Now, I recommend consuming salad, like in large quantities, like 7 to 10 cups. When I tell people that, sometimes they freak out. They're like 7 to 10 cups of vegetables. That's way too much chewing for them. So they'll say, can I blend it? Can I use a greens drink as a substitute? And I'll just tell them, why don't you just have your spouse chew it for you? And then that way you can avoid the massive effort of chewing your food. But I really think you should start chewing your food, because if you're going to chew 7 to 10 cups of salad and just take the time to chew it, you will develop your jaw muscles. And it's not a bad thing to chew other things like steak, for example, that might not be so tender. Just spend your time chewing that, because what you're doing, you're strengthening your muscles and you're remodeling your jaw muscles and your face muscles. And that's going to create more oxygen because you're going to have more of an opening through your mouth. I mean, you can start eating celery, carrots. So find things that are true that are also nutrient-dense foods. All right, number 3, fat-soluble vitamins are crucial, like vitamin D, like vitamin K2. Both of those fat-soluble vitamins control calcium, and you need plenty of calcium in the right places to form teeth in your jaw. So in other words, don't go on a low-fat diet. So this includes eggs, egg yolk, cheese, not the low-fat cheese. It's fatty fish, fatty meats, and grass-fed butter as well. Now, of course, one of the big things is avoiding processed foods, refined carbohydrates, and then trace minerals. Trace minerals are all about activating certain proteins in your body. And a lot of people are deficient in trace minerals because it's just not in our foods anymore, because the large farms are really only putting 3 minerals back in the soil. NPK, right? We have nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. But what about all the other trace minerals that we need? But trace minerals are found in shellfish. They're found in seafood, okay? And sea kelp as well.